In this episode of In the Trenches with Dave Lapham, brought to you by First Star Logistics, we visit with Evan McPherson. And boy, does he have a talented toe, foot, leg. He is on that right side of his body, hanging off that right hip. This guy, the ball explodes off of his foot when he kicks. It's just unbelievable. I had the privilege of watching Reds batting practice when Ken Griffey Jr. and Adam Dunn were playing down there. And when those guys hit the baseball in batting practice, made a different sound. When Evan McPherson hits a football, it makes a different sound. When he hits that thing pure, that thud just sounds differently. And he has got unbelievable range. He can kick it from long distances, and he gets unbelievable hang time, trajectory. He's a weapon. He's a weapon. Justin Tucker, Baltimore Ravens, beware. The Bengals have something very equivalent to what you can do. Welcome once again to our studios at First Star Logistics. You're listening to In the Trenches with Dave Lapham, brought to you by First Star Logistics, and our special guest. What a weekend you had. What a Sunday you had. Evan McPherson, the youngest kicker ever to kick a field goal or an extra point in Cincinnati Bengals history. Also, the youngest kicker in NFL history to kick a game-winning field goal in overtime in NFL history. You're younger by 110 days than Pete Stoyanovich. So the youngest guy to ever do it for the Bengals, and most importantly, in overtime, a game-winner walk-off in NFL history. Plus, you get the game ball. Was your head spinning on Sunday or what, Evan?
No, yeah, it was definitely a good Sunday. Had a lot of fun. Obviously, winning the game makes it that much more special. And yeah, I mean, super blessed to be put in that opportunity. And yeah, I'm just glad I took advantage of it. And I didn't know those stats until you brought them up, so that's pretty cool. I guess to be known as the youngest to do it so far. So.
You know, that field goal you made, it's incredible. Since 2011, the Bengals have, when they scored 25 points or more, there are 52 wins, just 5 losses, and 2 ties. So when you made that field goal to make it 27-24 and put it over that 25-point mark, I was thinking, you're going to be all right now. Well, yeah, the game was over. But you hit that 25-point mark. That 25-point mark seems to be, you know, a number that's a sweet spot for the Cincinnati Bengals. When you went running out there to kick that 33-yard field goal, which is basically the length of an extra point now in today's NFL, was it just like, I'm not even worried about this, you know, go ahead and ice me, Zimmer, freeze me, do whatever you want. I got this.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was super confident running out on the field, and obviously I knew they had 2 timeouts and they might use one. But, you know, our kind of operation is the same either way. They call a timeout, we're going to go ahead and kick it. And so I knew going out there for the first kick when they try to ice me that I was going to kick it either way. So, you know, I was kind of prepared that, you know, they were going to call a timeout or they weren't. It didn't really make a difference to me. But, yeah, I'd say I was super confident about it just because of the PATs that I hit in the game, and all 3 of them were in the direction that I hit the game winner. So I guess that gave me even more confidence that, you know, I've done it 3 times that game, and let's do it a 4th and walk out 1-0.
So 3 extra points, 2 field goals. The other field goal you hit was from 53. And I mean, you made it easily. I was watching you warm up. You've become a must-see, you know, in warm-ups with that howitzer you have hanging off of that right hip. I mean, that ball explodes off. It's almost like you have a dynamite cap on your toe, and that ball explodes, man. Yeah. You were hitting from 57, and I'm watching it hit up into the netting, and I'm like, that's good from 63. I mean, is this kid going to hit from 65? What kind of range do you have? What's the deepest you think you can hit from?
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of variables that kind of go into it. Obviously, wind, which way it's blowing, and I mean, I feel like if we had a pretty good, you could say like 5 to 10, maybe a little higher wind, just straight behind you, or maybe blowing right to left, or just a little wind at your back. I think I mean, we could probably honestly break an NFL record if we had to. If that's last play at half or to win the game, I think we would try it for sure.
So in practice or a game, probably practice obviously would be the answer. But what's the longest kick you've ever made? From what distance is the deepest kick you've ever made?
Just kind of practicing by myself, off kind of the sticks, not live snap and hold. I've made a 75-yard field goal, but yeah.
75-yard field goal.
Mm-hmm.
That's unreal. So the thing that impresses me, not only your ability to kick the ball for length, but the way you get it airborne. You get a high trajectory very, very quickly. A lot of guys, if they're trying to kick from 55 or more, hitting a 3-iron, you're still hitting a wedge. I mean, they're hitting that low trajectory that can be blocked. These guys have no shot to block your field goal attempt, even if it's from 55, 60 yards. I mean, getting that quick elevation, is that a big deal to you?
Yeah, no, I think that's always been a pretty big deal to me. Dating back to high school, I take pride in having no blocked field goals in my career, and
Really?
yep. And so I just want to continue that, and I know if we're at 53 yards, all I really got to do is kind of put a good swing on it, put it up in the air, and it's going to go through. I mean, I know I have the leg for it. Just kind of get it up and out of the way of the opposing team. So
you'd never had a field goal blocked or an extra point, but you never had made a game-winning kick in high school, college, or any level until this one. Your first NFL game is a walk-off overtime game winner. I mean,
yeah.
Is that crazy or what?
No, it was pretty crazy. It was a lot of fun. I guess, I might have thought before that I'd be a little more nervous than I was. But walking out there on the field, I would say I was pretty confident in what the outcome was going to be. I had prepared for it dating back to mini camp. And, I was just super excited to get that opportunity, I guess, to help the team win and, start off the season 1-0 and, just keep it rolling.
So the competition between you and Austin Seibert was something. I mean, you guys are both outstanding kickers, both drafted into the NFL in the 5th round. I don't ever remember the Bengals having that situation. I don't think many NFL teams have ever had a situation where both of their kickers that were competing for the job came into the NFL as 5th round draft picks, so obviously both you guys highly regarded. Was it like iron sharpening iron when you were battling with Austin Seibert on a kick-by-kick basis? What was it like every day competing with him? I know you guys were good friends. You could see you guys had a great relationship, but then you're trying to, win the job from each other. What's that dynamic like?
No, I mean, the competition with Austin was great. I knew going into it that, he obviously was drafted in the 5th round. He had a pretty good season with the Browns the year before, or I guess in 2019, and I knew what he was capable of, and I knew walking in there it wasn't going to be easy, that I had to really work for it. And so, like you said, iron sharpens iron. We both made each other better, and we kind of knew whatever happened in this situation, either one of us was going to get another shot. So, kind of just make the most of it. Try to make each other as best as we can, and kind of enjoy the process. I mean, I might be a little biased, but I thought we had the best kicking competition going in kind of preseason. And obviously that made us both a lot better. And, I'm grateful for him just kind of passing on knowledge to me if I had any questions. He helped me a lot with kind of the pregame routines, kind of practice and kind of how to prepare, and just not really overthink a lot. If you miss, it's not that big of a deal. Just come back and make the next one.
Right.
That's all that really matters. And so, yeah, I mean, he transmitted a lot of good things to me, and I thank him for it. And I hope nothing but the best for him in Detroit. And I mean, I can't wait to see him. I think it's week 5.
Mm-hmm.
We go to Detroit and just see how he's, I guess, acclimated there and kind of settling down and hopefully have a good long career there with Detroit. So
Darren Simmons, your special teams coach, is one of the best, if not the best. In my opinion, he's the best in the National Football League. I think the Bengals are extremely blessed there. He also punted when he was at Kansas, so he actually kicked the football. And I know punting and place kicking are very different, but he has a pretty good handle on, mechanics and all that sort of thing. How fortunate do you feel that you have a guy like Darren Simmons who, when I was talking to him, he said the same thing that you said about hitting these long field goals. He said, Lap, this kid, I'm telling you, all he has to do is take his regular swing. He doesn't have to overcook anything. He doesn't have to swing hard. He just has to strike it pure. He is so explosive. What's it like having a guy like that as your special teams coach?
yeah, I think it's helped me a lot. I guess I didn't really realize it at first, but now that I kind of, I guess, been in this system, a couple months, 3, 4 months now, just talking to him and kind of get to know, I guess, his philosophies and kind of how he operates, and his expectations for me are so high, and just trying to go out there and every day and work hard for, I guess, to meet those expectations. It's been really good for me to work with him. He's taught me a lot. Pregame, going out and judging the wind, kind of doing these pregame, I guess you call them rituals, to kind of judge what the wind's doing in the stadium. And he's just helped me with a lot of things that I guess I didn't think about. And same thing with Austin, kind of not overthinking, teaching me to not overthink things, kind of just be in the moment, calm down, and put a good swing on the ball, because we know if we're on our side of the 50 that there's a good chance it's going to go through if I just kind of put a smooth swing on it. So it's been great learning from him. And yeah, I think he's definitely probably the best in the NFL at what he does, for sure.
Yeah, he was sold on you when he went down and watched you kick at Florida. I mean, he came back saying, "Wow, this guy, man, this guy's got a special leg. I mean, this guy's got some unbelievable talent." The operation of a successful field goal extra point starts with snapper, holder, ends with kicker. Clark Harris going into his 13th year, Kevin Huber, punter, holder, both responsibility going into his 13th year. Those guys have seen it all, done it all a bunch of times.
Yeah.
How comforting is it that you have all that experience in your battery of snapper, holder? All you have to do is just go up there and kick the football.
Yeah. I think it makes my job too easy, which is awesome. Clark and Kevin have been nothing but great to me, whether it's on the football side of things or just life in general, helping me find places to live, or helping me connect with people in the communities and stuff like that. They've been great for me. And on the football side of things, I don't think you could pick any better guys to learn from. Obviously, they've been doing it for 13 years, and the knowledge that they've gained just throughout those 13 years has been great, I guess, to kind of pick their brains about. And, every week we go over how we felt during pregame or the game, and, Clark's response is the same, just the best doing the best. And I'd agree with him. I think Clark is the best at what he does. You can only spend so much time, really, I guess, as a long snapper, practicing or knowing your blocks and who to block on punt, field goal, whatever. But he really pays attention, and honestly, he puts a lot more work into it than I guess a lot of people would think. But yeah, not having to worry about the laces, going to be straight back on field goal is a real comforting feeling. And Kevin, I think he could come play shortstop for the Reds if he wanted to with the hands he's got.
Yeah.
He's, I'd say, a master class holder. I do not think there's ever been a ball that I've had to kick where the laces are not straight out. And
Wow.
I think that just speaks a lot to Clark and Kevin and how professional they are at what they do. And they make my job a heck of a lot easier. And, I just appreciate them for that.
What advice would you give young kickers that are listening to us, watching us, or what would be a couple of things that you would tell them to do to try to maximize their potential?
Yeah. I mean, I think the main thing about kicking is just if we're working on technique stuff, just make sure that you have good ball contact. I think good ball contact goes a long ways. You can have, the most perfect form in the world, but if you're not striking the ball the way you should be, I don't think you're going to be as successful as you want. So if we're talking technique standpoint, I'd say just work on your ball contact. I think everything will come after that. But on the mental side, I feel like you got to have a short memory, like the 15-second memory or something like that, not much matters after that last kick either went through or didn't go through the uprights. And so I'd say just having a short memory, focusing on ball contact are the two biggest things. And, I mean, you got to be, right upstairs to to perform well on the field. You got to be able to control your emotions. And, I mean, kicking, it's not an easy position. You could be the hero or the villain, I guess, in seconds. And so you just got to be able to handle what people say about you if you look at it or if you don't. And just really not overthink things. There's no real reason that you should be out there, criticizing yourself or being too hard on yourself. If you miss one, just let it go. The only thing that matters is the next kick. And that's something that I've really thought about my whole career kicking, and it's helped me a lot.
Have you met Jim Breach yet? Jim Breach, kicker for the Cincinnati Bengals, all-time leading scorer, and he had an iconic 9-for-9 in overtime. Won 9 games with a kick, never missed one. You're already 1-for-1 after one game. Jim Breach spends a lot of time, with kickers. Has he been able to carve any time with you yet?
I haven't met him in person, but whenever I was drafted to the Bengals, Shane Graham actually put me in a group message with it was Jim Breach and another Bengals kicker, and they kind of just congratulated me on being drafted and being a part of the Bengals family now, and so I guess that's kind of my extent of meeting Jim, and so I'm sure one of these days that I'll run into him. But as for now, I haven't met him in person, just kind of over the phone.
Now, Shane Graham was your coach at Florida, correct? The former Bengals kicker Shane Graham coached you at Florida?
Yep. No, he was there my last year at Florida, and it was pretty cool to have a guy that was where I wanted to end up, was the NFL, and just to know that he's been there, done that, and was pretty cool on hearing all the stories that he told, and just picking his brain, kind of on things that he experienced in the NFL. Kind of having an idea that if it was this year or next year when I decided to come out, asking him questions about how things kind of worked in the NFL. It was good to have him as a coach, and I appreciate him for everything that he did for me, even vouching for me, I guess, through the whole process, getting ready for the combine and the draft. I know you, special teams coordinator, would call him and kind of get his opinion on me, and I appreciate him just saying nothing but good things. And my time with Shane down in Florida was good.
Great. Jim Breach was a great high school athlete, youth sports and high school in California. He was all-state point guard, all-city or all-state, point guard in basketball, all-city, all-state, shortstop, center field in baseball, and a kicker on the football team. Where are you from? And did you play a bunch of sports growing up? Because you're a pretty athletic-looking dude. What's your sports background?
Yeah. I mean, growing up, I mainly played soccer. It's what I really loved to do, and I wanted to be a professional soccer player growing up. I played a little bit of baseball, a little bit of basketball. Baseball probably ended when I was like 12. Basketball ended 8th grade year. Yeah, it's ever since I was little, just played soccer, and then I picked up football my 7th grade year. And so I guess my claim to fame on the soccer field is my freshman year of high school. My team, we won state, and I kind of won the MVP of 6A high school or Alabama high school soccer.
Wow.
So, yeah, I got an MVP of the state tournament. Kind of scored the game-winning goal in double overtime of the state championship game. So that was super cool. But yeah, other than that, I just played soccer and football in high school.
So you're used to overtime kicks. You had one in soccer and double overtime. In your first career game in the NFL, you end the game with an overtime kick. You're one of these pressure guys. What did you play? Did you play wing, center, striker? What did you play in soccer?
I played a lot of striker, but every now and then I'd kind of move back to kind of midfield. And but yeah, for the most part, I was striker. I love to score, and I love to give assists. So.
Cool. That's cool. All right. So every kicker, not every, but most kickers that I've seen are all good golfers. Breach is a hell of a golfer. You get the same mechanics in the golf swing, as like you said, swinging your leg for a kicker. How good a golfer are you?
I'm decent. I've made my way to be about a 12 handicap, which is it's respectable, I think.
Yeah.
It's not like Kevin. I know Kevin's probably a 6 or something, I think. But the last time we went out and golfed, he only beat me by 3 strokes. So I was really happy about that. But yeah, I'm pretty decent, and like you said, I think a lot of similar techniques and I guess mindsets too. The whole have a short memory. It's the same as on the golf course. Because I'd slice one out of bounds, and then you got to re-tee and hit one down in the fairway.
So what's your educational background? If you weren't kicking in the National Football League, what would you be doing, and what might you do 15 years down the road here, maybe 20, when you're done kicking for the Cincinnati Bengals in the NFL? What might you do?
I mean, honestly, if I
Too early.
Yeah, like if I wasn't playing football. Right now, I don't really know what I'd be doing. I love to, I guess I love to coach kind of kids, I guess, in the kicking world. I kind of do that in the off season right now with this organization called Cole's Kicking is kind of what I grew up kind of going to for training. And so, during the off season, I kind of help out when I can. Go help work camps, and ultimately I just want to help the kids that want to get better and want to learn how to kick. I want to teach them and kind of translate all my knowledge of kicking to them, and hopefully that if they want to, I guess, pursue kicking in college and in the NFL, I just want to help them as best I can.
And what hobbies, interests, anything interesting there?
Hobbies or interests? I mean, I'd say I'm a pretty basic kind of guy. I like to golf. I like to golf. I like to play football, obviously.
Right.
That's a hobby of mine, I'd say. But other than that, I'm a pretty laid back guy. Obviously, off day today, I'm kind of just laying on my couch watching Netflix. So that's kind of what I like to do. I like to hang out with family. Obviously, my fiance whenever I can. Yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty chill dude, and if I'm not playing football or playing golf, I'm normally kind of just sit on my couch watching TV.
Man, am I glad that you're a weapon here for the Cincinnati Bengals in the kicking game, because Tucker with Baltimore. As soon as the Ravens cross midfield, it's like Tucker can hit the field goal. And I feel as soon as the Bengals cross midfield, McPherson's going to be able to hit the field goal. So to be able to match Justin Tucker, who I think is special. I mean, that guy's, had a great NFL career, and he's just in the infancy of it. You guys are going to have some battles playing each other twice a year in the same division. I think that you have that type of potential, and the way he hangs those kickoffs so high on, he pins guys inside the 15 and 20-yard line, because the hang time with that powerful leg, you can do the same thing. There's a big ripple effect on all three phases. Just having a kicker like that, I mean, it's such a weapon. Are you looking forward to battling with him?
Yeah, no, I am looking forward to, like you said, battling with him, and hopefully learning a thing or two from him. I never met him in person, so when we play Baltimore for the first time, it'll be the first time I ever meet him. And so, I'm super excited about it, because he is a guy that a lot of kickers look up to. Maybe regarded as one of the best to ever do it, besides Adam Vinatieri. And so just learning from a guy like that is going to be really cool. And just watching him, I mean, he doesn't really have to say anything to learn from him. You can just kind of watch him and learn from it. And like you said, for him to have an effect on a team like he does, to cross the 50 and know that there's a really good chance that the ball is going to go through, it just makes a team that much more, you could say, dangerous. And I think I've got a ways to go to, I guess, to kind of match him. I got a lot that I got to prove, I guess, to kind of be on the level, but that's definitely where I want to be, is considered one of the best to ever do it. And that's why, I've worked so hard my whole career to be where I am, and, just keep it going. And like I said, to be one of the best when it's all said and done.
Barring conditions like you talk about, wind, you have to factor all that in, but just stable conditions. Another thing that you do like Tucker is when you guys strike the ball, not only the distance, but how straight it stays. Doesn't fade, doesn't draw. I mean, stays straight for such a long distance. Is it just the explosiveness of the ball strike that causes that?
I mean, if you get real technical with it, it's just how you get a ball to fly straight is the position of your foot at contact. If your toe kind of wraps around a little bit on the ball, it's going to have the draw effect to it. But if you have your toe pointed and your foot, I guess, kind of locked out at, let's say, like a 3 o'clock position, and you kind of, what we say, drive the heel through, the kick is whenever you get the kind of straighter ball flights. And so that comes down to, I guess, like a technical area, is how you get the ball to fly straight.
Man, you guys really, really do it as well as anybody. There's no question about it. So, final question. Appreciate you carving time on a day off as much as you have here. Cincinnati, what do you think of the city so far? And you said that you're, getting taken care of by the veterans, helping you find a place to live. And what do you think about the city, restaurants, living quarters, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think I love the city of Cincinnati so far, since I've been here. They say it's like a small, big city, and I would agree with that. It's not too crowded. Traffic's not terrible. It can be, but it's not, which is nice. I'll just start with the living in Cincinnati. I think for this first year, I stayed in the AC Marriott for about 2 months. That as good as anyone. That's right there downtown. And just dealing with the Reds traffic and maybe the game day traffic on Sundays. I just wanted to kind of step away from the city for a little bit, and so that's what I did. I got about a 10-15 minute drive into the city. which it's nice to, I guess, kind of get away and super calm over here in old Dayton, Kentucky. But then restaurants, probably one of the first restaurants I ever ate at here was Jeff Ruby's Steakhouse.
There you go. Legendary.
It was paid for by none other than the Kevin Huber, and I appreciate him for that.
Nice.
But that means I have to take him out for a dinner. So, yeah, Jeff Ruby's is unbelievable. That I got a steak, some mashed potatoes, and asparagus, and let me tell you, it was probably the best steak I've ever had in my life.
I hear you.
But other than that, had Grater's ice cream for the first time when I first got here.
Nice.
Ate it probably 5 days in a row after that.
I hear you.
But no, we've got a bunch of good restaurants downtown that I've enjoyed. And I mean, again, I lean on Kevin and Clark, kind of telling me places to eat, places I should try out. So,
well, you've made an unbelievable impression on your teammates, on the Cincinnati Bengals fans, and everybody involved in the organization and those that support the organization. And everybody's thrilled to death that Evan McPherson is kicking for the Cincinnati Bengals, not only this year, but like I said, hopefully for 15 or 20, because, man, you got some leg talent, my man. You really do. And congratulations on your early success, your first NFL game, and many more successes to come, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I'm super excited about this Sunday, and hopefully we'll go up to Chicago and come back 2-0. That's the plan.
Hi, Dave Lapham here. Have you heard about In the Trenches with Dave Lapham, presented by First Star Logistics? Catch new episodes from the world of sports and broadcasting. Search for In the Trenches with Dave Lapham on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.